Action. Got it. Cool. Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Thumbs
Okay.
up.
And if one quick item of business, if we could all just mute our phones besides maybe Stu and Chip, that would be great, just so we don't get any background noise. People doing weird things. So anyways, just want to welcome you guys to 2022 team camp. We're super excited. As Chip wrote on here, my name's Jake. I'm your team camp host and MC today. So we've for those who haven't been following the team thread, we've got about 81 people committed to camp this year. So that's a big upgrade from last year. I think last year we maybe had around 60-ish people. So, you know, adding an additional 20 people has been quite remarkable. So we're super excited about that. You know, planning 2022, well, actually stepping back a little bit, last year on 2021, you know, Stu and Chip and I got together after camp and kind of went over the pros and cons of things we wanted to add and change. And so, you know, planning started almost right after camp last year. So we've been kind of going back and forth throughout this last year to discuss new routes, things we learned, and add some cool new flavor to this year's team camp. I will say, Chip has done an excellent job, and so has Stu, on raffles this year. You guys will not want to miss that. We'll get into that in a little bit. Some really special, you know, prizes and raffles gonna happen. So we're super stoked about that. So anyways, just a lot of heart, a lot of time and effort's been put into this camp. And we know a big change and a big ask of you guys this year was to ask a fee for this year, $30 fee for camp. But as you can see, the new additions of a couple team dinners and obviously raffles and things like that has helped out. So anyways, we just, you know, appreciate you guys more than anything being willing to, you know, pay that fee this year. It's helped us plan and make it, you know, as big as it's going to be this year. So, you know, we'll get into the logistics in this team camp as we've got this slide deck going. We'll go through, I'll walk through the routes. I do want to give a special shout out to Jason Lang. He helped plan these routes, kind of go ins and outs of them. So super stoked on him and happy for him to help us out on that. But yeah, we'll go through all the logistics on that and we'll roll. So just want to say again, thank you. And we're couldn't be more excited to see you guys all next week. So Stu?
Yeah, great. So I want to just review one thing that weighs heavily on planning something like this. If it hadn't occurred to you, that we are mindful of everyone's feelings and mindful of the purpose of doing this and mindful of the risks associated with doing it, as well as the benefits of doing it. Probably an easier thing to do would just not do it. So to explain the purpose behind why we think that camp is camp, I'll first explain maybe what it's not. We're not arriving at Team Ineos's spring training camp where we're gonna gain all sorts of crazy fitness and get stronger, and obviously that will happen. But for this experience to really work and be beneficial, I would hope that everyone would kind of adopt the vision that we have, which is this is an opportunity for our community, the people who are aligned with the vision and standards of Duole, to come together, to be with each other, to connect with each other, to meet people, and to create experiences and bonds that we would never have if we didn't do something like this. That is what we hope happens, is that the culture of our group is strengthened by being together, and it's not weakened by people with weird agendas about how they want to train or what wants to happen. I'm hoping that everybody can kind of align in a little way, being together, meeting new people, putting yourself out there to introduce yourself to guys that you don't normally ride with, and just having an incredible experience, whether that's at dinners or in the rides, pre-ride. This is just a really fun opportunity for us to be together. And that is kind of our expectations of, if you're going to attend, do that. Put yourself out there and meet new people, introduce yourself to new people, and maybe sacrifice that opportunity that you would have to dump or drop a person instead to meet them. Jason Lang's a great example. Had the opportunity last year to really, ride super crazy on a segment, and instead had a really cool experience meeting someone new and riding with them and maybe extending a hand of team and community to them. So anyway, that's my goal. Did I miss anything, Chip or Jake, kind of with like the culture of what we hope to accomplish when we're down there?
Right on. Perfect, Stu.
Okay.
That's perfect.
I know, talking to other team directors for camp, this is the hardest thing about it, is to balance everybody's expectations. Like, I don't want to come and get dropped. Like, why would I come to a camp where I'm going to be last? I don't want to come to camp where I'm going to get slowed down by guys. That is the hardest thing to manage about bringing together all these people. So it's our hope that in the end, the expectation is you're coming to have fun, to joke around, to obviously meet new people, but to be together as a team and as a community. So that's it. So don't cry when I smoke you on Pine Canyon. It's still going to happen. She's shaking her head. Why are you shaking your head? But it'll be, I'm just kidding. So yeah, that's it. If I missed anything, if anybody wants to pipe up and unmute themselves. I know we had a few people express last time, like, I came to your team camp and no one introduced themselves to me. It was my first time. I really hope, that does not happen. Like, if you see someone new, go meet them and be with them. And because if anything, people join this team to ride with others. That's what they want. They want to be together with other people. And so I hope that happens at camp. Okay. I'd like to thank everyone for the time that I've been given. Thanks.
Perfect. Thanks, Stu. And just to, add to that, as Stu and Chip and I talked, and even getting with Jason Lang on planning these routes, we wanted to create routes that, were not outrageous. I mean, we wanted them to be manageable so everyone felt comfortable, but also routes that, had plenty of bailout points for people to, ride whatever is in their comfort zone. So there will be obviously in times in the ride, well, if you want to push hard, you guys can push hard, but ultimately, I think the goal is to ride as a group, as a team, to get to know each other, like Stu said in the chat. So, yeah. So let's roll on to this. Obviously Thursday. Let's start with Thursday. So as we know from last year, we typically like to start out camp with a, prologue ride. So it's the famous, Snow Canyon. We're gonna, it's a light ride. Obviously, it's obviously a party pace. Just enjoy one another's company and just get to know people. So. Quick, easy 20 miles, elevation's about 1,800 feet. We plan on meeting at the Harmons in Santa Clara at 4:15 p.m. So wheels will be rolling then. So show up early, get your bike ready. We will be rolling at 4:15 p.m. sharp. You'll notice on a lot of these, on these slides, the routes, we have preferred kits. So we prefer, the preferred is, we know everyone doesn't have all the kits, and obviously the new people may not have the older kits that we're asking, but that's totally fine. We just have a preferred kit menu, but we do like to take pictures and post videos and things like that. So the more we can match in a similar color, the better. So we have the preferred kit menu for each ride, and so if you can follow that, we'd appreciate that. If not, it's not a big deal. So but for this route, obviously for opening day, it's supposed to be 2021 red. So, and then I just made a special note. Obviously, those who have ridden Snow Canyon, they charge a little bit of a fee to get in. I think last year maybe we charged a fee too. I couldn't remember. Maybe we just got in and got out. But $5 for pedestrians and cyclists, and it's up to 8 people. So
someone went there before. Someone hooked it up because I had my pass, but they just said roll right through because someone went and talked to the gate before and said, we got a big group. Can we just roll through? I don't know if they paid for everyone or what, but it was nice whoever did that last year. I don't know who it was though.
Okay.
There's state park passes. I have a state park pass. We can.
Yeah, but they didn't even ask for it. They didn't even ask for them last year. They just said, roll right through. You guys are covered. So someone went and talked to them, but I don't know who it was.
Okay. Well, we'll figure that out as we get there, as we all, come together. So, following obviously Thursday's prologue ride, our absolute best man, Jim Hutton, has offered his home again for opening night for a team dinner. So we anticipate that to start at 7 p.m. And Jim is you haven't been there the last couple of years, it is absolutely awesome. We get a chance to meet everybody, and Jim puts on a great spread. And the special part about obviously this opening night, we get to welcome the sponsors, but the most important part is we're going to do 2 yellow jersey presentations. So we're super excited about that, and grateful to have these people join the yellow jersey club. So, but yeah, any questions for Thursday's ride? Pretty simple. Okay, let's move on. Here's just the route, the profile route, but you guys have all ridden it. So, all right, let's move to Friday. So obviously, planning team camp, we Stu, Chip, and I really wanted to make this day kind of the queen stage, if you will. So the route, obviously, we wanted to make sure this route was good. As I think the priority obviously is going to be road riding for this day. As you know, Saturday we have an option of a gravel and a road ride, but so this one we decided to go back to see Jim Dunn again, Mr. Dunn up in Pine Valley. For those last year who remember him, he greeted us with great popsicles. So that was a great a great little special surprise. But this one's going to be obviously a sweet day. We're going to start out meeting at the Harmon's parking lot again. Wheels rolling at 9 a.m. We'll get rolling right there. We're actually going to, a few things that we're going to carry on from last year. We'll have a speaker right before the ride starts, just to kind of set the tone. We've kind of had those speakers picked out, so they will be announced and will be there. And then we kind of like to, what we do here in the holiday, people, we like to start our rides with a prayer. So hope that's okay. We'll start with our prayer each day before we go out and ride, just for safety and things. So obviously the preferred kit menu for this day is the white 2022 kit, the new kit. So but you see here the profile as Chip has moved on to. We'll start at the Harmons. We'll go out to head up to Utah Hill Climb first. So all those who have ridden that, you can see the rider profile there right at the beginning. Then we'll descend down that and head up to Gunlock. Those who have done the Veyo loop, obviously we'll go right into Veyo, and then we'll head north up into Central and into Pine Valley. And Pine Valley is a really special ride. Special, views, pretty awesome. So take a look at this rider profile. It's about 85 miles, 6,200 feet. So should be a fun day. So any questions? Okay. So Friday night, this is a new addition to team camp this year. We've asked a fee, we are going to have another a team sponsored dinner. So as Stu mentioned, take this, we wanted to have this time to where, those new members who have joined, maybe meet some new faces, old members meet the new faces, to have a time to meet each other. So shout out to Chris Harmon and Todd Racker for helping plan this evening. So we're going to meet at the Cottonwood Cove Park Pavilion, just right off Dixie Drive. We're going to have the famous Viva chicken for those who have ever experienced that great food. That'll be catered. I don't know, Todd, if you want to elaborate on any of that, but I think it's just going to kind of be a big spread, kind of Cafe Rio style, I think. That's kind of what we talked about, but super excited. That's going to start at 5:30, go to about 8:30. So, but we'll take this time and obviously, thank the sponsors. But this is the time, we did the raffles last year after the last ride on Saturday, but we kind of had some few people go in and out. So we wanted to also, emphasize this night as having the raffle items. So, Chip we'll move on to Chip here and we'll have him talk about that.
I'd say one plug, if you haven't yet, RSVP, so we can at least get a little more accurate count.
Yes, please. And that's on the team group me or the team camp group me page. So please RSVP if you haven't.
As far as the raffle items go, you guys, I would just recommend saying thank you and touching base with some of the main sponsors. That this will be the first year that we have Duole coming to team camp, riding with us. So that's a really big deal. We have some traveling so they're coming from California. We have Ventum sending 2 of their team members as well, and they came in a big way for the raffle. So also, not only that, but they'll also be providing support, which we'll get to in just a minute. So just say thank you as you brush shoulders with them for the crazy cool raffle items.
Chip, do you want to say any of some of the raffle items? I mean, we know we've mentioned some of them, but
yeah, and I think they have been mentioned. I mean, man, from high-end cycling glasses to helmets, we have a couple sets of wheels that Mercury has given us. Nice wheels. They're M5s. Ventum has provided a GS1 frame. We have entries into different races throughout the year, a couple to the Wasatch All Road. We have an entry to Lodija. These are just to name a few. That's probably 10 pretty big ticket items. So,
yep.
Yeah.
The idea is too, we're going to hand out raffle tickets. So kind of like must be present to win. We'll hand them out, put them in a wheel and just pull everybody's name. So if you're not there, bummer. Yeah, you got to be at the dinner. We'll hand out tickets and we'll just do it like you're at the carnival. Carny folk.
Yep. Okay. All right, let's talk about Saturday. So we know there's obviously 2 rides, 2 options for this day. I think for the gravel ride, we'll get to in a second, but we have about 20 people committed to that. So sounds like the rest will be, riding road. But, we wanted to make this day. Last year we went to Mesquite and back, and it was just an absolute wild route. I think it was a pretty heavy day, but we wanted that tone it back a little bit, but to just make it, friendly for everybody. So, we took the same route that you ride in the spring tour. For those who have ridden the Tour de St. George in the spring, we will be doing a counterclockwise ride of this route. So it's about 80 miles, 4,200 feet. Again, same location here at Santa Clara Harmons. And the preferred kit menu here is the either 2021 black or the new 2022 black. So again, multiple bailout points on this locations on this route. So here it goes. We'll start obviously at the Harmons. We'll head north into Kayenta Parkway and then head down to the airport and loop around almost to where the lake is, where Sand Hollow is, and then up and around. So again, counterclockwise, but you can kind of see the rider profile there on the bottom. Start out with a little bit of climbing, some descending, and then kind of some punchy hills. So should be fun and should be a really, really good route. And for those, again, who have ridden the Tour de St. George in the spring, just an absolute blast. So we kind of take that out of their book.
All right.
Hey, Jake, quick question on this stuff.
Yep.
Sound like a total weenie asking this question. Where do you have like recommended bailout spots, or is it literally just we're supposed to like pick a place?
So on this one, on I would say on Friday's bailout points would probably be in Veyo, right? So I mean, if you could bail on Utah Hill Climb, I mean it would be a very, very short ride. Veyo you could do there. Obviously on this one, I would probably bail out before we get to the airport. That would probably be an option. And, you could ride up to Kayenta at the very beginning, wrap around, come down on the 91, and bail out there too. I mean, I would plan on, this ride is, I'd plan on probably the whole ride if I was everybody, but again, I kind of leave up to small groups. Maybe, for those who need to leave early, I would, find or, bunch up with a few people that maybe are leaving early too, and just find a route that, takes you back. But I would say probably the easiest bailout points on this route for Saturday would be, in the very first part, because as you go down to the airport and wrap around, you get farther away from the start of the ride. So bailout points for this one would be obviously towards the beginning of the ride.
Cool, thanks.
Yep. Chip.
Yep. So it's fun to have this organized gravel ride, roughly 65 miles, 4,700 feet. We'll start out at the Harmons with everyone else on their road bikes in the beginning will head out, and we spend 35% of the ride on road, 65% gravel. So it's a nice mix. We'll gather together at Harmon's just the same as everyone else, and we're able to depart same time as everyone and likely finish the same time as everyone, maybe even slightly earlier. Same kits. Let's talk about this overall just a little bit, and just to touch on the fine points. I think Jake's done a good job of providing the updates on this, but just to recap a little bit, there are also exit points along these 65 miles. And as you get down and around like the Gunlock and the Veyo area, you are able to jump onto the road in Veyo if you felt like it and just ride right over the hill back to St. George and down Snow Canyon in the event that you were just not having a on gravel day, or you were just you were good with that. There is also a couple of points, not only in Veyo, but also Ventum will be pulled up in a vehicle with water and support, and so that'll also be nice for those doing the gravel. And sounds like there's just over 20. It is a day though that you want to be very prepared with your tools, additional food and water, just because you're not able to just pull over off the side of the road once we get into the deeper gravel areas. So this is just going to be awesome. We're going to have someone from Ventum riding it with us. We got a couple people on Ventum demo bikes, and so again, let's say thank you to Ventum while we're there, and it's going to be awesome day. But that is sorry, and one last thing I need to make mention. I know AJ is not on this call. He's ridden the exact course here. He's going to be really our team captain during this day, so he will also be joining us there.
Chip, quick question. Do you think we need like a camelback, or do you think we'll be able to stop to get water? Like what do you advise on that?
Yeah, I think you'll be okay without a camelback. Having 2 bottles in your cages, and the first feed zone you'll be able to refill, and then we'll also have Veyo. So there will be 2 stopping points, David, in order to refill bottles. Should be just fine with 2 bottles.
Thanks.
Last thing, one thing I remember too, just a side note, when this year when we are descending down Snow Canyon, let's be very cautious as we all descend down Snow Canyon. As last year we had a little bit of a hiccup right at the beginning of camp. So again, I mean, Snow Canyon, every ride, let's just make sure we're safe, we're safe and sound, and slow down. No need to race and on anything like that. The goal is here to keep everyone safe. We all have families to get home to, children, things like that. So just look out for one another, and let's be safe. So Stu, anything to add?
Nothing to add, Jake. I was going to say the same thing. Camp's ruined if somebody crashes, so safety is top of mind. It would be, it's been a long time since most of us have ridden in a group all winter. So being cautious and remembering some safety is, good reminder. So.
What's the departure time on Saturday? Ride time, is that 5 hours probably? 9 to be back to Harmon's at what,
for the road?
So? Yeah.
80 miles. Yeah, about 4.5 hours.
Yeah, I'd say 4.5. Yep.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Anybody have any questions? Maybe that's on this call. We've got 40 people, so If you have any questions, the time is to ask now, or you can private message myself, Stu, or Chip, whatever your guys' needs.
Okay, will some of our friends from TBD be joining us again?
Yes. Yes, we've got about, I think there's 6, maybe 7, I think, of them coming. So we're super stoked to have them. They're, a bunch of fun to have. And yes, they will be joining us. And they've committed, I think, to both dinners too. So Thursday and Friday night. So
There's also a bunch of guys who are not like officially, they've asked to come, haven't bought kits yet. They've been Zwifting with us all winter. So there might be a few others that are not in me Duole kits, but that's okay. Just introduce yourself to them. So just new guys.
Hey, Stu or Jake.
Yep.
I guess water question for Saturday. I'm assuming there'll be places to stop and fill up bottles.
Yes, we'll find the right place. I would say probably maybe in Hurricane if we can get there. I obviously, or even before that, even before the airport or something like that, we could probably stop and find a place. So I'll make sure to put that on my list to send out.
Probably one stop, Sean, like halfway through.
Yeah.
That Chevron by Sand Hollow. We won't be going all the way to Hurricane. It'll be that Sand Hollow, right past the light, past Sand Hollow. It's about halfway.
Any other questions?
Go get your bikes tuned.
Yes.
So I don't have to listen to your squeaky birdcage bike from all winter. Go take care of your bike right now. I don't want to have to change your flats. That's it. I just set myself up. I'm going to get double flats.
Are you going to have AirPods in, Stu?
No. Yes, I'm riding with noise canceling AirPods the whole time.
Well, I mean, I can tell from this call that everyone's excited, but I wanted to thank you guys for putting this all together. I know it's a lot of work, so thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Happy to do it.
Yep.
Here.
All right. Well, we'll see everybody next week on Thursday. And if you have any questions, obviously, text Stu, myself, or Chip, and we'll see if we can answer them. But appreciate everybody, and we'll see y'all next Thursday.
Thanks, guys.